Are you trying to build the best team in Madden? Well, head on over to instantmuckcoins.com to avoid the packs, save some racks. Link is in the description below. Use code CC now for 20% off. Hey, what is going on, Madden family? We are here with next gen news or information, whatever you want to call it, for Madden 21, which is going to be coming out basically December 4th. Now, it is a sort of a new game, and if you have Madden 21 currently, you actually get the next gen version for free. So, I mean, that's one of the cool things that they've done. Probably the coolest thing they've done this year, for sure. But we were waiting and waiting and waiting for information and news, and we didn't get anything for a while. And we finally got it about 2 weeks beforehand. I don't know what I was expecting, so I want to say that I don't know what I was expecting. A couple things that I want to see that I assume they wouldn't cover in this anyway. It's just the gameplay is fixed and better. But again, we don't really know where they're starting from gameplay wise, so it's kind of hard, and maybe there's new servers, hopefully, all sort of stuff. But let's just roll into this, okay? Let's say this to start, and I want every single one of you to listen to this very carefully. You're gonna hear a lot of people talk about this today, a ton of people. Everyone's gonna have an opinion, myself included. But until we play the game, we have no idea what this means. That's just facts, okay? We have no idea what it means. I don't. But we'll cover it pretty quickly. If you want to, EA had a stream over on twitch.tv/EA Madden NFL. You can go check out and watch that stream back for like their big in-depth version of stuff. But we're going to go over their little notes here that they put out publicly for us to go over. So the big thing that they're talking about here is next-gen stats, right? Now, it's kind of ironic that it's next-gen stats and next-gen console, but don't worry about it. The next-gen stats they're talking about is nothing to do really with the console type. It's how they track stuff in the NFL. Legitimately how they track stuff. They have what's called an RFID tag all over the players, their pads and stuff. So they track their movement. It's how they determine how fast a player is running and how players are running routes and doing all sorts of stuff. It provides a lot of analytics in real life. And they're going to be using that to change the way players play, I guess, is what it sounds like. Now, Madden has turned into an animation-based game. Okay, and they mention that this will change the way that things are animating, which could be a good thing, or it could be a bad thing. We just don't know. And that's part of we need to wait and see and play it. But the big things that they're talking about here is how they're going to use these stats to change player movement. Now, the way a lot of this sounds is it talks to me is like for Madden regs, right? We're using the current day Chiefs against the current day Falcons, for example, right? It did not go into detail of how this impacts franchise, how this impacts franchise draft classes, how this impacts MUT, right? We don't know. Again, another big hole in the story that we really need to form a solid opinion on. So we don't know. But generally, what this is going to help do, and the one thing they focused on a lot was route running. Okay, route running. To have crisper, more realistic routes. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know. Does it mean that they get more open? I don't know. I have no idea. Does it mean that Tyreek Hill runs a post better than someone else if they have the same route running ratings? I don't know. Does it mean that route running ratings don't matter? I don't know. We don't know. We don't know a lot of that. They also are using this on defense as well, particularly with pursuits and tackles, and then for DBs breaking on the ball. Again, these are all things that are very animation, very structured, very boxed. And again, it could be good and it could be bad. We don't know. But it's a change. And I don't want to sit here and be negative and come at you guys with a negative viewpoint on something I have no idea. I just don't. Neither do you. Okay? We'll find out on December 4th or December 5th, whenever we really start playing, how good or bad the game is. Now, obviously, I think in our hearts we all want Madden 21 and Madden 22 and every Madden in the future to be the best possible game. We do. I hope this is allowing them to go in the right direction for making the game have a more realistic feel to it. And by realistic, I just want things to happen that would normally happen. You know, I know abilities are still going to run the game a lot of times, and that's its own conversation. But if we can be able to have players react better to runs, react better to certain things, there's a lot of stuff I would really love to see going forward. But again, we'll see how this is. Okay. So like a couple things here. They said players will react in coverage better and break on plays more consistently and predictability. Like, that sounds good. It sounds good. Is it lipstick on a pig? I don't know. We'll find out. Stuff with replays, again, nothing that I overly care about. Some of you guys may care about it as well. Better replay system, cool. Some different ways that they're doing this. The play call screen is different. And again, I know this is something that's really minor, because it really is. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But there's two things to this. One, having a different visual cue, making it look like a different game is I think was necessary. It was just necessary to go to next gen. And two, they added a favorites section, which I think is really cool. That you can actually save your plays. You don't have to scroll through all the. You can save your favorite plays. I really like that, especially as Madden players. We like to run not a ton of plays, so you can have everything right there. I think is it's pretty cool. They talk about other gameplay improvements here, where pass leading could be better, running and reading running lanes could be there, improved quarterback movement. Again, I think that's fine. I think Madden 20 had the worst quarterback movement. Head tracking. Again, how does that really play into the game? I don't know. Tackling. Obviously, tackling should be better. I would love tackling to be better. An interesting one here. Improved pass rush timing. What does that mean? Insta sheds? Is that going to be a bad problem? Is we don't know. Again, we got to figure that out. They mentioned a lot that this is trying to have a more realistic timing and feel of what the real NFL is. The problem I see with that sometimes is it is a video game, right? NFL games occur over 60 minutes. Madden games occur over 16 or 20 minutes generally. So the pace and speed of the game needs to be amped up. Let's file that away and we'll see. And then of course it's going to load fast, right? Additionally, lots of fixes or improvements with lighting, with the graphics, with the sidelines and crowds and weather, all sorts of stuff you would expect to see. Obviously, with a much more powerful console, you want to see better graphics, right? Which is cool. I mean, it's necessary, but it's not. It doesn't make or break. You aren't going to go out and buy Madden 21 because now the weather is better. You're not. It's nice to have, but it's not a selling feature. And so I'm glad they didn't really focus too much on that as being the selling feature. The selling feature is all of this. Now, I feel like what we do need is more information on how this plays into the modes that most of us play, right? Again, I'm not just talking about mine. I'm talking about the franchise people as well, because that sort of sprung to my mind is like, okay, cool. Like, Tyreek Hill is going to run like Tyreek Hill. But what about in Mutt, the legend? What about in franchise, the guy you've drafted? How does that work? I don't know. Am I excited for it? Yes. Am I skeptical? A little. But I'm going to go into it with open eyes and open arms and try it for myself, just like every single time we play Madden, every single time they have a patch. I want to go in and see how it is and not form my opinion in the first 5 minutes. Unless something's totally broken. I will hope they have done a good job. I hope they've spent their time on this. And I hope that it is a fun game. I know at the end of Madden 20, a lot of you asked me, CC, what do you want? Let's just change this up. Let's change this up. What do you want from Madden 21? What do you want gameplay-wise? I just want a fun game, right? And I think at times Madden 21 is fun. And at other times it is not very fun. The difference between fun and not fun is normally based on things that are out of your control. Now, some of that is the servers, and the servers have been pretty bad. But when you're still in a game, there are still things that happen. You're like, should that happen? Really? They have a chance here to make this better. I know when Madden 25 was out on the 360 and it came to the Xbox One, it did feel like a different game. I really hope this feels like a different game. I hope it is more like the launch version of gameplay with some of the fixes that would just haven't been piled on top of each other. Now the downside to it all is they're still using the Frostbite engine, which is not a very good engine. I hope that at some point soon we get a new engine for them to work on, because I think a lot of the downfall of the gameplay that Madden has had, and I know this goes back to FIFA as well, has been related to Frostbite. So we're not getting anything new. It's okay. Let's wait and see. If you're curious and you want to wait, by all means, come back here December 4th, December 5th, December 6th, after we've played the game, and I will let you guys know, and I will be as honest as possible. I'm always going to be honest about how the game plays and how if I like it or I don't like it. If you asked me in mid-August, should I get Madden 21? I would have said, yeah, it's fun. I'm having a really good time. If you ask me now, I'd say, well, why don't you wait till December 4th? That's what I would say, because that's the truth. Let's wait and see how it goes. If you get the new console, great. If you already have Madden 21, you're set. We'll find out. 2 weeks. I'm out. Peace.